Hello and welcome to this session, which is on types of entrepreneurs. And in this particular session, we'll be classifying the entrepreneurs on the basis of the types of business which they undertake, the use of technology, motivation, growth, stages of development, area, and gender. So these seven are going to be the basic uh, criteria upon which we will be classifying the entrepreneur. So talking about the first basis of criteria of classification is types of business. So if you look at the types of business which an entrepreneur engages, so on this criteria, one is business entrepreneur, then trading entrepreneur, industrial entrepreneur, corporate entrepreneur, and agricultural entrepreneur. Talking about the business entrepreneur, they are the one who conceive an idea for any new product or service and then create a business to materialize that idea which they have conceived into a reality. Next is trading entrepreneur. They undertake only trading activities and are not at all concerned with the manufacturing work. Just reverse of trading entrepreneur is the industrial entrepreneur. They start an industrial unit with the possibility of making some new products. So they are into primarily into manufacturing. Then we have got corporate entrepreneur. He's an individual who plans, develops, and manages any corporate undertaking, like say a trust that is registered under the Trust Act, or maybe a company registered under the Companies Act. Then we have agricultural entrepreneur. They undertake agricultural activities like raising and marketing of crops, fertilizers, and other agricultural inputs, including plantation, horticulture, dairy, and forestry. So, after the first criteria, the second is entrepreneur according to the use of technology. So, the second basis of classification of entrepreneur is on the basis of use of technology. So, first is technical entrepreneur, then non technical entrepreneur, and the third is professional entrepreneur. So technical entrepreneur, they are basically called as craftsman type entrepreneur, meaning that they mainly concentrate upon production rather than on marketing, and they actually don't care much about sales and promotional techniques. Talking about non-technical entrepreneur, they are just reverse of the previous one, that is the technical entrepreneur. These people are not at all concerned with the technical aspect of any product in which they are dealing. They are more interested into developing alternative marketing and distribution strategies that can help them to promote their business. Then we have a professional entrepreneur. What they do is they use technology to set up a business, and then once it is set up, they sell it out. They sell out the running business and get their money, and from that money they start another venture. So basically they are only interested in establishing a business but not in managing or operating it. They are also called as managing agents. Then entrepreneur according to motivation, this is another criteria. Over here we have pure entrepreneur, induced entrepreneur, motivated entrepreneur, and spontaneous entrepreneur. Pure entrepreneurs are basically motivated by the psychological and economic rewards. They undertake these activities for their own personal satisfaction, maybe related to work, ego, or status. Then we have induced entrepreneur. They are induced by the government policies that provide maybe assistance, incentives, concessions, and other necessary overhead facilities to start a venture. They enter business due to these financial, technical, and other facilities which are provided by the state agencies to promote entrepreneurship in the region. Then we have a motivated entrepreneur. They have a desire for self fulfillment, because of the possibility of making or marketing something new, right? So over here, they are motivated with this desire to create and market some new product and get rewarded in terms of profit. In this category, next we have spontaneous entrepreneur. They start their business out of their own natural talent. They are not planned or they are not previously trained for this kind of thing. They are they have got this natural instinct, like initiativeness, boldness, confidence, and strong conviction that drives them to take up an entrepreneurial activity. Then the next criteria we have is entrepreneur according to growth. Over here, we have growth entrepreneur and super growth entrepreneur. Growth entrepreneurs are basically those entrepreneurs who prefer to enter into an industry uh, while knowing that there are huge chances of growth in that industry. So they choose an industry that is a high growth industry. Whereas super growth entrepreneurs are those who have already shown enormous growth of performance in their venture, and which can be measured easily through the liquidity of funds, profitability, and high capital. Then the next criteria is entrepreneurship or entrepreneurs according to the stages of development. First generation entrepreneur are there, then modern entrepreneur, classical entrepreneur, and innovating entrepreneur. The last is imitative entrepreneur. So first generation entrepreneur are the first ones to plant the seed of business in the family. Means before them nobody has ever tried to venture into business or entrepreneurship. So they are the one who invent and innovate each process and plan of setting up their business. Next is modern entrepreneur. They undertake those ventures that go hand in hand with the changing demand in the market. Classical entrepreneur, they are stereotype entrepreneurs whose aim is to maximize his economic returns, of course, but that too at a level consistent with the survival of the firm, with or without an element of growth. So for them, the survival of the firm is equally important as the economic returns. Then is innovating entrepreneur. Such entrepreneurs are the one who always seek an opportunity of introducing maybe a new technique of production process, a new commodity in the market, maybe a new market, a new service, or even reorganization of an existing enterprise. Then we have imitative entrepreneurs. They are very keen to adopt the successful innovations which are done by other successful entrepreneurs. So they are always willing to imitate whatever success their rivals or their competitions have achieved. Entrepreneur according to area. Over here, we have divided the area into urban entrepreneur, right? That live in an urban area, and then rural entrepreneur. So talking about urban entrepreneur, they since that this individual he belongs to an urban area, so due to get location benefits, he establishes an enterprise in the urban areas only. Now, generally, these urban entrepreneurs are either into industrial entrepreneurship or corporate entrepreneurship. Then rural entrepreneur, obviously they belong to the rural areas, and thus they try to establish an enterprise in the rural areas only. They get benefit from government like financial assistance and other benefits which the government provides towards development of rural areas. And the last is entrepreneur according to gender. Over here, there is male entrepreneur and female entrepreneur. Male entrepreneurs are generally, the ones who take up new ventures and they run it, they manage it. So these are the male entrepreneurs, and female entrepreneurs or women entrepreneur. They have been on the Indian business scenario for quite some time now, and they have also achieved remarkable success. Moreover, like any other entrepreneur, any first generation woman has to face all the same challenges and compete with all those male entrepreneurs as well who are already established in the business. Well, that is it in this session on types of entrepreneurship. Stay tuned, we'll be covering more topics related to ESBM. Thank you.